In this video, we take the brand new Clash of Clans troop, the Headhunter, battle it 1 versus 1 against every hero in the game, so you know exactly what their effectiveness are. We will then take it into more realistic battles and give you some tips on how to use the Headhunter, so let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel then, guys. I'm your host, Judo Sloth. It is here, the update has finally arrived, and we have ourselves the brand new Headhunter troop. Now, this troop is targeted at taking out heroes, so I thought what better way than to bring you a video battling them 1 versus 1 against every hero, because that is their sole purpose. It says so right in the description. The Headhunter has just one job: taking out enemy heroes. Now, I did a video breaking down the Headhunter on offense in the defensive clan castle. I'm sure you guys seen it. I will link it at the end of this one if you did not, but I bring educational but entertaining Clash of Clans videos, so I'd recommend subscribing, turning on the notification bell, and if you want to support me in game, you can do so by using code JUDO before making any purchases. But let's go ahead and show you the Headhunter 1 versus 1 against the heroes and give you some tips and tricks along the way. Okay, so let's start with the Barbarian King, and then we will go to the Queen, the Grand Warden, and the Royal Champion. Any of you guys that's seen the video where I did break down the Headhunter will know that there's a few differences between the heroes. Let's cover the basic mechanics first. So as you put your Headhunter in, it will only target the heroes. And a bit of a spoiler alert, this is only the Barbarian King, the Archer Queen, and the Royal Champion. Now, what the Headhunter will do is poison the heroes and slow them down. So notice how the Barbarian King is incredibly slow, but he will take out the Headhunter if it is a single troop placed in. So let's go ahead and put 2 Headhunters in. We've already decreased the Barbarian King's health, and it requires 2 of them to tank for each other in order to take down the King. Moving now to the Archer Queen. She is obviously a little bit more dangerous. Typically, you want to take down the enemy Archer Queen probably more than the King because she does more damage. So when we send the Headhunter in, it depends on where you send the Headhunter from. The Archer Queen, being a ranged troop, can actually take out the Headhunter if you have not got the Headhunter close to her. However, if I place it right on top of the Queen, it will get 1 strike, and if you're fortunate, you might even be able to get a couple of hits. Now, the reason for this is the Headhunter slows the Queen down, so after the first hit, it will then ensure you can get a little bit more damage. Again, when we place 2 Headhunters in, this will be enough to take out the Archer Queen because she doesn't have a lot of health. So if you can tank for the Headhunters, they should be able to help to take out that Queen pretty quickly. I'll not spend too much time on this one, but I did think it was important to show you that the Grand Warden cannot be targeted by the Headhunters. Obviously, the Grand Warden becomes a statue in a regular defense. The Headhunters will just run right past it. However, the Grand Warden is obviously pretty quick. It will take them down, but if you can get the Headhunters to run past it, if you do have something else distracting, they will literally run to the other side of the map in order to find the enemy heroes, because they only target heroes. So they will go anywhere until the King, Queen, and Royal Champion are down. We now have the Royal Champion. Now, what I will do after this is put multiple of the Headhunters in versus all of the heroes, see how many it takes in order to defeat the heroes before finishing off with some attacking tips, and I will send you to my other video for a little bit more in depth with this. However, for the Royal Champion, similar to the Archer Queen, the Royal Champion, being a ranged hero, is a little bit difficult to just send a single Headhunter in and get. yet. Now with the Archer Queen, remember we could put the Headhunter next to her and get a couple of hits, but the Royal Champion, she's a little bit quicker than the Archer Queen, so you're not really going to have that luxury. If you do put multiple of the Headhunters in, you then have a better chance because you slow the Royal Champion down. Again, it's all about slowing the heroes, and this is where with multiple of them, which I will show you now, or other troops to attack or distract, you can have a lot more success. So we have the King, the Queen, and the Royal Champion. And what I want to know is, how many does it take if we put them all in together to take down one of the heroes? We put 4 in before in order to take out the King, but that was individually. I think 3 of them we could probably get him, and that would mean it's only 18 housing space. So let's zoom in and have a look here. 1, 2, 3. What I will do is test all of the heroes together after this before giving you some attacking tips. All 3 of them, notice how they just slow the King down so much. One of them survives, but 3 Headhunters to take down the Barbarian King, I feel is pretty good. I've got a better method for you coming up though. What about the Queen? 18 troop capacity to take out the Queen would definitely be worth it. She's quick though, remember, so we've got to try and surround her fast with the Headhunters. 3 of them in, and there we go. 2 of them survive against the Queen. Wow. That was pretty awesome. Royal Champion already damaged, so we might have to come back and retest. 3 of them to take down the Royal Champion? I don't know, let's find out. They were pretty quick against the Queen. It almost makes you think that 2 of them could have done it. However, we did try that earlier on. Royal Champion is pretty quick herself though, isn't she? So let's get ready here. 1, 2, 3, in they go. And look at how quick they just slow her down. As long as you can slow the hero down, then the other ones can really get to work. And look at that, 2 of them back onto the Queen. Extra damage. So really, if you have a couple of heroes together, you really might be able to take advantage of the Headhunters. Heroes together indeed. Let's test that out before I give you some of the attacking tips for the Headhunter. So how many should we put in here to the Barbarian King if we want to try and get all heroes? Should we go with 5? Let's try 5. So in they come. They should pretty easily get the King. Look at how quickly they just powered that down. We still have all 5 of them surviving actually, coming up to the Queen. Couple of them going down fast. They take the Queen. We've still got 3 left, so that might be enough for the Royal Champion. Here they go. The moment of truth. Oh, she is slowed down, and she is history, my friends, with 1 of them to spare. And what that does is nicely show the UI and how they then attack all buildings once the heroes are down. So 5 of them. That's not going to happen in a realistic attack, is it? There'll be defenses shooting at them as well. But let's go ahead and give you some more tips. Okay, so 1v1, you know how the Headhunter works against the heroes. Let's give you a couple of tips to finish off, but then like I said, I will link you across to my other video where I did a little bit more of a breakdown of the Headhunter. However, we've looked at using the Headhunter on offense, but what about defense? Let me tell you, if you can get the Headhunter in the clan castle with a bunch of archers and goblins, things that can surround them, they're a little bit quicker and they can distract the Queen that is walking or charging into the base, then you can get it to work well. I discussed this in my other video and showed you this, but I thought for anyone that missed that one, I would tag them on the end of here. Look at the Headhunters and how quickly they can take down the enemy Queen. When they are protected, they forced the Queen's ability, and that is huge. With the other defenses shooting at her, she had to use the ability, or it would have forced the attacker to use a freeze, and either way, the Headhunters on defense could be an option for you. Whilst we have been able to test the Headhunters in a 1 versus 1 battle against the heroes, and that's been good in order to educate you on the AI and how they work, I wanted to make it clear that you should not just send the Headhunters randomly into a hero like that. Defenses will take them down incredibly quick, so you need something to tank the defenses. Use them much like they look. like a ninja, sneak them in to slow down the heroes. They do get that poison damage, but you need to distract the defenses. Now, if you've got a troop which can attack the heroes, you probably only need one of them to slow the heroes down whilst the other troops take them out. If, for example, you have a golem, giants, hog riders, something that will distract the defenses and the hero but not fight back, that's when you might send in 2 of the headhunters in order to snipe off that hero whilst everything else is distracted. So basically, you do not need a lot of headhunters. They're very surgical. You want to just send them in while things are distracted to snipe off the heroes, and I'll go into a lot more depth in this video where I broke down the headhunter, show you how to use it in a queen charge as well, and just explain the mechanics a little bit more. But I would check that one out. I would also subscribe if you want to see my educational but entertaining Clash of Clans content. Take care, guys. I will see you in the next video, or across at that one. Take care.